Okay, so basically, there's a nerve that goes from back here, back here, and then it comes all the way up and it goes around your shoulder, like kind of cuts your shoulder, I think, and then goes underneath, and then underneath your elbow or through your elbow. That's the tunnel part, and then off of the last three fingers, so your middle finger, ring finger, and pinky finger. And what it's caused by is either a cyst of some sort, like a ganglion cyst, like just like the little benign, like gel, like bubble ball, like which would be most likely in the wrist or the hand area, um, and it can be any size, putting pressure on the nerve, which seems like it's more likely the case because of the fact that the hand starts hurting all the time, and then the elbow will start hurting with extended use. So I doubt that the problem is higher than the elbow, because then it would be radiating through everything at all times, right? So I'm pretty sure it's going to be right there, but it might be in the wrist or it might be in the actual elbow itself, and it's just putting the pressure on it that's triggering it more. So if it's in the elbow, then it's going to be like a bone spur or scar tissue. Same with the wrist. And if it's in the hand,
bone spur, bone spur,
it's like when a little chip of bone gets like abrasive or breaks off or like gets like
that's how
like barbed.
bone grows.
No, like it can be like either from
It's a growth spurt.
a growth spurt.
Yeah.
When you grow and your joints are extending outward and like filling in to literally like grow the bone and grow the cartilage. But so what it's usually caused by originally though, like the root of all evil in it is poor ergonomic posture with whatever activity you're doing that has repetitive use of your hand or your wrist. So that's why people who are like typists or secretaries, they'll get it pianist, like people that play guitar sometimes, like people like that do construction stuff, people that do like
count money all day.
Yeah, like bankers and stuff like that. Yeah. So basically, like you could get it surgically fixed, or you can just alleviate the necessity for it to get inflamed.
And that's all because if you have a thought behind of your doing your job or something, you don't like it or you just don't want to do it. Negative thought behind it, that's why it happens. Like me, I like playing games. I love playing games, and I think it's healthy for me, and I don't like that shit.
Well, it's caused by, from what I am aware of right now, I didn't really research that much into it, but off of like what I would think it would be caused by is going to be your heart chakra, and it's going to be water, so emotions, like, and it's going to be like, since it's the hand, it's going to have to do with giving and taking from people. So, and since it's the wrist, it could be like freedom of like movement or like freedom of choice, basically. When it comes to like giving and taking from people, but it's got to do with love. So it would be, I would think, like I can't remember what the other issue is, but oh, and then like your pinky finger, I think, is your self-expression, I think, and then your ring finger is like your commitment and stuff like that, and then
the other day too, the other morning when I went down to wake him up, he, like I don't even think he was leaning on his hand or anything. He was just like right there, and I woke up and he's like, oh, like he woke up and he's like, oh, my hand's asleep or his hand was asleep or some shit, and you're like, it took him a while for it to get back to life, like wake it up.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, my hand's asleep. Hold on. It's almost fully awake. But he was like saying about it.
Yeah, and that's gonna be one of the things too, is the cause of it being something that's like affecting on like a daily basis is the actual posture of the arms. So bending them and like leaning on them are like the main same with like your wrists, like bending them or leaning on them, or your fingers like this, you know, like people that like,
Clinch.
that's why they say not to crack your knuckles and stuff because of that. Because
That's
you're,
actually good though.
well, depending on the situation,
The
but
thought behind it.
yeah. But the main thing is keeping your arms bent or leaning on them. So if it's an issue at nighttime, like one of the things that you could do to actually fix it or help it is to get a brace that keeps your arms straight.
Or just stop. Like,
well, no, like you get a brace of some sort, like a splint.
Yeah.
Or just make one, you know, like put a ruler and like some belt, like tape
Brand
around your
lollipop sticks. Ice cream sticks.
But yeah, and then just like literally just splint it so that when you're sleeping, it stays straight, or when you're just resting, like sitting around somewhere or standing around somewhere, so it stays straight. So like, and then also same with like the wrist, like getting like a wrist brace that will keep it straight. Like they have ones that have a splint in them right here, or they have ones that just like have like the extra. Yeah, me too. Or they have ones that have like just like the extra band that wraps around like real thick, so that you can't bend down. You know, like but you can still use it. Like you can't with the splint, which is kind of frustrating sometimes. But and then also icing it and keeping it more elevated at nighttime rather than closing inward, because also that's why people end up getting that type of posture anyways, as it is, like where you keep your arms folded up with you and like you keep your head like folded down or whatever, you know, is because of like not necessarily insecurity, but like fear of like exposure or vulnerability, right? Like so like feeling like you're like putting yourself too far out there. So that's why like people that are confident will have their shoulders back and their arms back typically, you know, because you're exposing your whole heart chakra and your whole like vital force area. If you close inward, then you're in like not comfortable like with the exposure or whatever, you know, like or the risk of exposure of the heart chakra area. So since it's on both arms, from that I would say that it's both logical and emotional, but also tied to either both paternal parents or the whole like idea of like being like the provider and then like having conflict with your like spouse that's like in her feminine energy, you know, like or having your like creativity stifled for some reason, shape or form, you know, like so like in that specific case, because he's the one that does tattoos, so maybe if he was like not doing tattoos that he would want to do, but he was doing construction work that he hated doing, that would be like a prime time that it would have probably triggered that injury, you know. And then or like in jail maybe even, you know, like doing like workouts or something and they're like, you don't want to do it, or you know, like
oh, they had to anything. Who's OG already?
and then ice, straightening the arm. There's certain stretches that can be done, and then if it's a cyst, which they can, like a doctor could check for. I'm gonna check too, but like right now. But if it's a cyst, then that can be just popped, and that might take care of the problem.
Yeah.
You know, but if you allow the problem to go too long, then you're going to literally, it's like having like a rope, because it's your tendons under, or your nerve line that's getting like inflamed is basically the issue, or getting pressure put on it too much because of whatever outside force is pushing in. So like when it comes to like slamming, it could be from scar tissue, you know, like that built up. So even if you didn't actually hit the nerve and you never even noticed that you did something wrong, the scar tissue could still build up right there, you know, and like can cause the problem. Same with like, even like if you like literally, like if you just are somebody that leans on your elbow all the time, like that could build up enough scar tissue, or like tightness or like barriers right there that are going to like literally like constrict the tunnel that it needs to have. And then also with the back is another possibility in the shoulder. So that's what I'm going to check right now to see where the issue might actually be. I need my father that's next to you. Okay, so
Silly. Silly Billy.
I'm not Billy. Okay, so
You know, I like eating the poison out of these.
I don't. I'm always so worried about that.
Your mom didn't put it in there with it.
That's
You
what I'm
can't
saying.
eat it.
Yeah, like what if it got crushed or something? Or what if it like just leaks out? I don't know. Okay, so there's that paper. I was looking for that the other day. Where's that shark? Oh, here it is. Hi, big kitty.
I'm them idiot kitty.
I'll blow them all up, so don't you worry. Okay, well, I can't find that.
I think there's some touchdown under there too.
Alright, so yeah, it's gonna either be the colon meridian, the triple warmer, or the intestine line. For that, it's, I would say, I think it's the intestine, like small intestine, large intestine, and a pendulum stuck in my hair. Ow. Stupid nappy hair. Okay. Okay, so for the meridian that I think it is going to be triple warmer and intestine. And then on the other side, pericardium, that's the other name I was trying to think of. Okay, but on the other side, lung and pericardium. Maybe heart. I don't think heart. Interesting. Okay, so this isn't gonna be. It's not gonna be about love necessarily. It's gonna be about like life force or like feeling like. Well, yeah. So that would still go along the same lines. Like having to do something that you hating doing, or being locked away somewhere that you hate doing. Feeling like you're wasting your life away. But the giving and taking part, that is the part I need to look more into because I'm not sure about that one. I'm pretty sure I know, like intuitively, I want to say that it would be feeling like incapable to give what you want to actually be able to give. Like restricted from it or whatever, or in pain because of it. To where yeah, basically just like a literal physical manifestation, like not feeling like capable of giving, so you're hurting because of it, and then it ends up hurting. Hi, baby. 0 bucks, huh, Simba? Oh, Simba.
That's so weird to step on. So weird.
So ridiculous. Thank you. Thank you, babies. Thank you. He goes right back. Just perch. Thank you. So what are we giving? Okay, so then...
Take a picture of me on this side. That's my good side.
Alright, so he's at the red dot. See? He was. Oh, he's gonna try to mess with my phone.
Fuck this phone.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so let's see here. What's the issue? You just do a Smelfie?
No. I looked at what flavor this is.
Okay, so in the thoracic region, so it's going to be probably between the T7 and T6 vertebrae, or on the shoulder girdle or thoracic inlet. Emotion behind it would be shock. Ways to help would be Simba. Ways to help would be what will help this thing? Muscular. Stop! Stop it! Stop eating it! Muscular changes, so changing the structure of like how you're holding your arm or how it's braced or whatever, and possibly acupressure or acupuncture and dietary changes. Okay, so where else is the issue? Okay, the other place is... Stop! 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 Why are you being so ridiculously bad? Okay, so... Okay, so the other spot is obviously wrist. This could also be the C1 or C2 or occipital region. And the emotion with that is worry, specifically around like connection with like source or like the universe, basically, like God, I don't, whatever, Otis you believe in.
I don't know, black people.
Whatever life.
Black Lives Matter.
whatever like life force you feel like is like, you know, controlling of like everything or whatever. Like the connection of like energy as a whole is something that is driving worry, basically. Things that will help the wrist area is going to be emotion work and homeopathy or homeopathic therapies. So basically, shoulder stretches, elbow extensions, and emotional, probably trauma releases. I would assume would probably be the easiest way, or hypnotherapy, because I need clinicals. And then let's see here, what will help the wrist the most? Be creative. Anything else for the fingers? For the fingers, either meditation or make a gratitude list. I would say gratitude, like, for things that you've received from people, as far as, like, love or material or help or money or jobs or just whatever, you know, attention, like, and then also that you've, like, gratitude that you've given to people. So things that you're thankful that you gave to people because it made them feel good or things like that. A list of those things, even though that's kind of like counterintuitive because it would hurt to write the list. But I guess like you could record a list too.
Well, I mean, or just, I think that's the whole.
Or maybe the actual writing would be therapeutic for the situation. So
you need to write more.
Yeah. And probably draw more maybe. And then for the shoulder area, and even if the shoulder's not like giving problems, there's still a problem there. So like it may not be like an actual physical pain type problem, but if anything, it's a tightness of the tendons and ligaments and muscles that connect to it, that then connect to the elbow, that then connect to the wrist. So, you know, it's like a pulley system. So if you're staying tucked up or closed up or like weird posture up here at times, or like when you're sleeping, or, you know, like just doing anything, like, or if you're leaning too much, then that tightness will result in tightness in like all the way down the line, which then can result in like basically like pulling like a rubber band too tight over something, like, and it like cutting it off, or like, you know, like when you wear like a rubber band around your wrist.
Or a rubber band around the tail of the dog.
Yeah, like, but that's like way extreme.
Yeah.
It's not gonna like cut off the nerve. But it's yeah, and then literally like, you know, like the expression like you're getting on my nerves. Like that's, or like letting people get under your skin, or letting people get on your nerves, or being a pain in the neck, or a pain in somebody's ass, you know, like these are all like literal giving me a headache, like they're literally like your body telling you what is actually happening while you're experiencing. So part of the issue is one. No, so it's like ew. God. So the only so basically, like, if any of those expressions are expressions that are said often or ever at all, then really pay attention to the emotions that are being felt when you are saying it, because that's where the blockage is probably starting to happen at. Ways to help combat that would be, instead of saying it in that type of way, like let's say the expression is like, you're getting on my nerves, instead of saying that, say things like
piss me the fuck off.
And then start peeing. Person pees. What the heck? I spoke into existence. No, no, like I say, saying like you're getting on my nerves. Say what's actually bothering. You know, like so maybe the person's talking too much. Maybe they're like not talking too much. You know, like maybe it's like making like unfair judgments or you know like whatever the fuck it could be. Like basically instead of saying like man you're getting on my nerves, be like man it's really bothering me the way that you're staying quiet when I'm asking you a question.
Yeah.
And then that will tell your brain then that there's an actual emotion that needs to be dealt with, not a physical problem. Not a physical actual restriction or
you're basically saying what
manifestation
the issue is, like yeah. You're saying, huh? Like,
yeah. But you're telling your brain, this person is doing this to my nerves, and then it's happening. If you, yeah.
Damn.
And then, crazy. So like even like if you, like for instance,
hypnotize ourselves.
Yes.
Like, you know, like,
yeah, we brainwash ourselves.
Yeah.
But you can also brainwash yourself the reverse way as well, and that's where it's cool. Like so, like people who are always talking about their work, like man, my boss is killing me with these hours.
Yeah.
You're literally more likely going to be having a heart attack early or things like that because you are literally telling your brain this job or worse, your brain will try to, because our brain's job is to get us the farthest away from pain or risk as possible, but it doesn't realize that sometimes it's inflicting the risk. But if we inflict the pain, then it's not something threatening. You know what I mean? Like, which is why it's like people always want to do the thing that's going to be like hurtful, like to themselves rather than letting somebody else do it. You know, because it's like you just have like a different type of like control of the pain, right? Because it's no longer a threat because you're in control of it. So when it comes to like saying things like my boss is killing me with these hours or man they're working me to the bone or working me to the grave or you know like talking about having graveyard shift you know like anything like this, like if you repeatedly or this traffic's driving me crazy, you're more likely than not going to be somebody that experiences road rage.
They fucked me on this.
You're more likely than not.
You get fucked.
Well, no, then you'll have like very big like vulnerability issues, or you'll have like defensiveness because you feel like they are going to or you'll feel like basically like used. Mm-hmm. You know, like when people are like, man, like I got used and abused. You know, and they literally feel like they got used or like thrown out. You know, like afterwards, like But those are more like emotional like manifestations. But like on the physical side, like you can literally like you know like so basically like if your body perceives it as an actual threat, like or if you're saying things like I hate this thing, or if you're saying things like man, forget about that shit, or you know like things like that, like or like yeah, whatever it could be, like these gas prices are killing me. You know, like you're literally, your brain is going to be like, oh, wait, so you don't feel safe with that thing. So we're going to make sure that you don't get to that thing. And what will happen is you'll either hit traffic on a good day, hopefully, you know, like, or you'll end up getting actually injured at work so that you have to stay home, which could be another reason that caused this. If the job was hated and didn't want to go to work, then your body is keeping you from being able to work. So in that case, it would be presenting a new option to your body of, yes, it may be something that you don't like doing, but you do like the money that comes from it. So you focus on the good thing that you do like and not on the bad thing that you don't like. So if your boss is a prick, you focus on, I really love that I'm employed and I get to have an income because then I feel confident. Instead of saying, I hate my boss and this is, you know, like, and they're a prick and like, I like their personality sucks or something like that, right? Like, be like, I'm glad that I don't need to live with my boss, but I am glad that they gave me a job, or like, you know, like if it's like the construction work thing, you know, like I might not like the work, but I like the pay. So you focus on the I like the pay, and you keep letting your body know that it's safe to let you do what you, or I'm choosing to be here, instead of saying like, man, they made me come in today. Like they're making me work all these hours, or I have to work all these hours. Instead of saying things like that, and it sounds like dumb because it seems so simple, but it's really like you're literally it's what hypnotists do. Yeah, like you're wiring your brain to think something unconsciously. Because our brain doesn't understand sarcasm, and it also doesn't understand jokes in our unconscious brain, in our subconscious. What it does understand is literal and direct, so logical and literal. It's not creative. That's the conscious mind. So yeah, so like they're making me come in, or I have to go to work, or I don't want to go to work but I have to, like instead of saying that, be like I'm choosing to go to work. This is what I want to do because I like the pay, or because I want to keep my job. And just rewording those types of thoughts will make a huge difference without having to go into like emotional like journaling and stuff like that, but just like on like a daily it's almost like physical therapy, but it's like emotional therapy, like training, I guess, like rewiring, because you gotta basically like rewire the circuits in your brain to want to do things different, or to accept doing things different, because what's wired together fires together.
You didn't make that up?
No. Yeah, it's a thing. I didn't make it. It's a thing. Okay, so let's see here. As far as colors go, gray, green, yellow, orange, and purple would all be helpful colors. Also foods based on those colors, and lights based on those colors. Also, what else would be helpful? Breathing exercises, that would help the lungs situation, but it will also help your circulation, which will help the inflammation. Inflammation is also a sign of feeling like frustrated and like with like life, basically, like irritated, which is why we get inflamed when we have an irritation, So really focusing on like the positive things in life rather than what's in lack, because, and not feeling like you have to be restrained or restricted, like tight on life, so instead of feeling like you have to like do these mundane things that are miserable or whatever, this is like a big issue with people with their backs too, a lot of times, is like you want to do more things that are like enjoyable, that make you use your imagination and your creativity or your emotions, so and make you feel alive. So like going and like doing like exciting things, like when we went on the tram, but it doesn't have to be like things that cost money either. Like it could just be like, I don't know, well, there's lots of things that shouldn't be good things. But it's like probably why you race, like in your car, or like when you're speeding and stuff like that, and like driving stupid in traffic. It's because you're trying to feel alive. You're seeking out that adrenaline. So like things that are like just happy adrenaline based things, like playing with animals, playing with kids, playing with girlfriends, like what?
Both stressful things.
Well, it's only stressful when it's your own. When it's somebody else's, you can give them back. So like let's see here, what else you could meditation, but meditation is like a really broad category there. I don't personally like meditation very much. I mean, like, there's different types of meditation. Like, I'll give you some like links that you can send, or like a playlist or something that'll like be ones that will be helpful. Frequency tones though are going to be very helpful, even if you put it directly on the spot. So, Juan will be sending those over. So with the frequencies, you want to use headphones, when you're listening to them, because it needs to like ping off your brain that way, like the way that your ears are going to hear it with the headphones on, not where you'll hear it where it's like an open range. So it has to be with headphones. But you can also put the headphones though like around or on the spots, like on your elbow or your shoulder or your wrist or your fingers, and play the frequency tones, and it will like absorb that way. That way, like if you don't want to actually hear them, because some of them are annoying, some of them are peaceful. And then also you could do like there's some like yoga stuff that but it doesn't need to be yoga, like basically like laying on your back, like but fully extended, like like arms and legs and everything, and having like a towel rolled up underneath your, like in the nape of your neck, and then that would be helpful to do like at least like once a day, which is kind of hard to do like without. I mean, like, well, we don't really have anywhere here that I can do that, so I doubt there's very many places. But maybe on like the grass somewhere, like at a park or something. Or yeah, I guess like no, because like, you're not fully extended, but in like the bed of the truck maybe.
But like I said, he's tiny.
Or even standing up outside and just putting your arms straight up in the air. Like doing like the breathing exercises, like. But I don't know, that some people feel weird about doing that kind of stuff. And then obviously like the distance sessions, which basically you'll just need to be like relaxed like once a day at least. It doesn't really matter if it's at the exact same time that I'm doing it, because it can be like, it kind of works like a DVR in a satellite system, or like how Bluetooth works, so. But it does need to be like at least like probably once a day, I would say, but only for like 10 minutes, because I think more than that would be like too much for something that's like a tightness issue. And then last but not least, well, actually no, there's probably a couple more things that I need to check, but I would rather do those when I can actually check in like person, because I don't know if I'll get like an accurate reading for that, because basically it's looking for where there's the actual like stagnation in the energy system, like in the meridian line. Yeah, the cause is practitioner's fatigue and negligence and improper care and carelessness. And yeah. You're not?
Nope.
And then there should be some type of like feeling better. Oh wait, when did this happen? the most recent time that there was an issue was about a week ago, or 1 to 2 weeks ago. Like that was like a trigger issue. And also 1 to 2 months ago. And about 5 years ago. Any other? Either 5 years or 10 years. I'm not sure. Is this a cyst? Bone spur? Just wear and tear, like improper stretching, scar tissue. An actual pinch nerve. Okay, so I would say that it's a pinched nerve, scar tissue, and wear and tear. I don't think there's an actual like bone spur or cyst, but again, I'll check that in first. It's better. And I don't know if these dates are anything significant, but March 31st through April 10th, October 3rd through 12th. January 30th through February 8th, and August 2nd through 11th. And July 12th through 21st, and January 10th through 19th. More? Okay, that's all.